Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. As anyone who watch this video, for today, we as a group three will talk about mainly conversation about cause and effect in air conditioner. Also,
And we will give an example, the cycle in four-stroke of engine. Alright, audience. First, we will show and introduce our name. My name is Muhammad Ida Ramadan.
my name is Hadif Saputra.
My name is Raihan Rizky Sulaiman. Alright, audience, check it out. Oh, hello guys.
Oh, hello, Ida.
How are you today?
Oh, we are fine. Thank you for asking.
So, Raihan, how are you today?
I'm fine.
Alright guys, I have a curious question in my head. So I wanna ask to you guys, how the air conditioner works?
Oh, so you wonder why air conditioner work, huh? As you see, air conditioner work in some kind of cycle mechanic.
Why cycle?
Oh, cycle is basically a series of repeated occurrence or occurrence that is repeated. For example, when something happen and it's happen repeat, it's become a cycle. And same in air conditioner mechanic.
So Hadip, may you explain to us how the cycle of air conditioner is work to us in the real air conditioner?
Okay, guys. If you asking me to do that, then I will comply to your request. But maybe I need some time to prepare. We will try to use the board. Okay, how about that? I will try to draw in the board and explain to you how air conditioner work.
Oh, I think that's a good idea. So when we will start this conversation about the cycle of air conditioner?
I think it will be better if we start in 12 o'clock, when everyone is using eating. How about you, Rehan? Is that okay?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
Okay, see you on the 12 o'clock, guys.
Okay. Sorry.
Alright, now we are in the whiteboard. So, can you explain to us how the air conditioner is work now?
Okay. First, thank you for your opinions about Rehan and Oscar. So now we will talk about mainly discuss about cycle in air conditioner or how air conditioner exactly work. So basically, first we will talk mainly about the parts. See here, there is something called refrigerant. So refrigerant is one of the major important part in the air conditioner. Refrigerant is basically some sort of liquid, a special liquid, which can change its temperature easily, and that's why refrigerant are used in air conditioner. So first, the refrigerant goes to the compressor, which changes its temperature after it get pressed in the compressor from cool refrigerant to warm refrigerant, and after that, after the warm refrigerant goes and after the cold refrigerant goes warm, it then goes to condenser, which, as you can see here, it has a design like this, which are important because the design is the structure was so that the refrigerant will be on the condenser even slower, and that because there is a fan here that were used to cool down the refrigerant so that the refrigerant itself from warm goes to a little cool and refrigerant. And these fans are used to transfer warm temperature to goes to the outside, and and goes to the filter of the air conditioner. You can see usually on the back of the room, and after that the already cold refrigerant goes to expansion valve, and the difference between the hole in expansion valve from little to the bigger hole made the refrigerant cooler even more, and that's why we call it cold refrigerant. After that, cold refrigerant goes to evaporator. Quite a similar function of condenser are used to slowing down the movement of the refrigerant, so that the fan can distribute the cool temperature to the room or around the room. And after that, the cool refrigerant goes back to the compressor, which then form as a cycle of the air conditioner function. And that's why it's one of the cycle which is repeated occurrence. Okay, that's all I explained it from.
Alright, I think maybe we have some question. Maybe Rehan, you want to ask first, or I will go first? Okay, maybe I will go first for the question. Is the type of gas of air conditioner is used freon gas?
Yes, it's used freon gas.
Alright. And then I want to ask about the expansion valve. I thought the expansion valve is just to reduce the pressure of the refrigerant here. So it will cold or reduce the temperature of refrigerant too.
Oh, so the expansion valve actually can also be used to reduce the temperature even more, because there is a slight difference between the valve itself, from the smaller valve to the bigger valve, and that makes when something move from smaller hole to the bigger hole, it can change the temperature, because the expansion itself can cooling down the refrigerant.
Alright, Hadif, thank you for the answer. Maybe that's just my question. And now, Rehan, maybe you can ask your question to Hadif.
Okay, Rehan. So, did you have any question?
Okay, Hadif, can you explain it in more descriptive way?
Okay, Rehan. So basically, as you can see here, there's compressor, condenser, expansion valve, and then evaporator. So first we'll talk about compressor. In compressor, there is pressure which can press refrigerant and change its temperature. Why it can change temperature? Because when you press something in high pressure, it can create energy, which then the energy itself can make something hotter, and in this case is refrigerant, and that's why the compressor can make the cold refrigerant into the warm refrigerant. And after that, as the condenser is only used to contain the refrigerant and hold it a little bit longer, so that the warm refrigerant can reduce its temperature by fan. So the fan itself is to transfer the temperature or the warm temperature of the temperature to the outside, so that it doesn't go to the to the room. Or the condenser can also make the refrigerant goes slower, and then as the expansion valve, as you already hear about what my explanation, it just valve that goes from smaller hole to the bigger hole, and due to the expansion and the movement of the refrigerant itself, the refrigerant goes cooler. After that, the already cold refrigerant goes to evaporator, which then goes in the fan so that the fan can distribute the cool temperature from the refrigerant to the room. And same as condenser, it has design like this so that it can hold on a little bit longer and can distribute air even more. And also for information, the evaporator itself usually has some sort of water. You see, in air conditioner there is water. Why there is water? Because the refrigerant itself also catch the moisture in the air. That's why usually air conditioner has some sort of wet air. If you understand what I mean. Okay, then Rehan, does it clearly explanation? Clear explanation?
Yes, I do.
Okay then. Alright, Idam. So after I talk about air conditioner, how about you explain to us about cycle, but in electrical motor. I hear you in instrument which is on your training in electrical. So I think that you. Okay, everyone. After I explain about air conditioner work or cycle in air conditioner, can anyone explain to me one more example of cycle in machine parts?
Okay, I think I have a new example about the cycle in machine part. Maybe I can explain you about the cycle in the engine, how the engine is work.
Okay, that will be my question. I will certainly curious about the engine stuff that you're talking about.
Okay, maybe we can go to the board, and can you give me some time to write and draw the engine works?
Okay, no problem. I will give you some time. Sorry, Han, did you still want to learn about another example of cycle, or you will just leave?
Okay, I will stay.
Okay. So we will wait Idam to draw the examples. Let's go.
Okay, give me an example, I guess.
Yes.
Okay, guys, now we are in the whiteboard, and it's four strokes of engine. How the engine is work. Okay, so first I will explain you. If the engine is work in four strokes, as it called. The first is intake, and the second is compression. The third is ignite, and the last or the fourth is exhaust. And now I will explain you and show you what is the function of these strokes. First, maybe you want to ask about some things from my drawing.
Just a second. First, so basically, as you know, this is a cycle, right?
Yes.
So is the intake, compression, and ignite correct? And then exhaust is repeated in the same way, or sometimes there will be maybe intake and then ignite, or it will be always in the same order.
No, the four-stroke steps will continue from intake, compression, ignite, and exhaust, and it will repeat it again to intake after exhaust. That's how the four strokes is work.
Alright, so this is in order, right?
Yes, in order.
Okay.
Now I will explain you about how intake works. The works of intakes first. The valve of intake combustion chamber will open, and the air and fuel will be charged to the combustion chamber. The air and the fuel can get into the combustion chamber. It's because of the piston is moving backward. And the second is compression. So when the what is happen in compression? The valve of intake and exhaust will be closed, and the piston will move forward in the combustion chamber, and it will make compressed air. So the temperature of air will be very high. And the third is ignite. When in ignite, the piston will move backward after the spark plug is ignite because of the high temperature of air and fuel here. And then the last is exhaust. What is happening in the exhaust? The exhaust gas will go out because of the piston will move forward. So it will push the compressed air to the out of piston. So it's called exhaust. I forgot. I will explain you about the component of these strokes of engines or in this machining. The first is connecting rod. The connecting rod function is to convert the rotary motion from crankshaft to the reciprocating motion. In here, this one. So the rotary motion of connecting rod in crankshaft will convert to a reciprocating piston. And then the second is combustion chamber. It is a place to make a compressed air so it can ignite the spark plug. And then it has two valves. In this side it's called intake valve, and in this side it's called exhaust valve. And then the last is spark plug. Its function is to make the engine of motor will work. I think that's enough from my explanation. Did you guys have a question?
Maybe we'll need some more explanation regarding the function of each of the part of the cycle. For example, what's really function of the intake, or what is the function of compression, and also what's function of ignite, and lastly, what is the function of exhaust? And can, for example, if we skip one of the cycle.
Oh, okay, I got it. It will not skip the cycle of this because the motion of piston is mass moving forward and backward. So if you see here in the intake valve, the piston is moving backward. So if we skip the compression steps or compression strokes, so the piston will not move forward. So in ignite it will not going backward again. I think that's why. And then the engine will not work if the stroke of engine is accepted.
Oh, okay.
Is skipped.
I understand now. So, Rehan, did you have any more question? No.
Alright guys, that's all my explanations about the cycle in 4-stroke of engines. I think that's enough for you guys.
Okay, Idan, thank you for your explanation, and thank you also for Rehan for participating. And I think, how about we move on and we'll talk about it some more.
Okay, let's go. We will from here now.
But first, let's erase this. Okay, how about we explain that about some more, and we share our information or knowledge regarding cycle, because it's really interesting topic.
Yes, Hanif, it's very interesting. And maybe we can discuss it later in the next meeting because the time is over for now and we have to go to our class
Oh yeah.
for next lesson.
Oh yeah, that's right. Hope you can really join us again in another session. Yes or no?
Yes, Hanif.
Okay then. Goodbye everyone.
Goodbye.
See you in class.